Yay! We managed to make it work. Hi, you guys on Periscope, and hi, everyone on Ustream. Let me make sure all the chats are open. Everyone's here. All right, let's begin. Yay! So hi, everyone. This is my episode 18 of Be Cool. My name is l.shima, and for those that do not know, I am a full-time model, and I have our lovely special guest, LaToya Joy. Give a round of applause, everyone. Yay. Woo! All right. So I already kind of gave LaToya the spiel, but I like giving y'all the spiel, so if there are any newcomers to the episode of Be Cool, you kind of get an understanding of how everything is going to work tonight. So do mind me for having to repeat most of the stuff that I already gave to you. So LaToya, if this is an episode that's all about you, so we are going to get to know you as best as we possibly can. I'm going to ask you questions, but it's not going to be in the sense of an interview. It's going to be more of a conversation between you and I, as if we just met each other or we've known each other for years and we kind of getting to know each other a little bit more in a sense. So there'll be moments where we're having a conversation. You might say something, I might say something in return, and it goes back and forth in a sense. Not saying it's like a debate or, any disagreements, but that's kind of the gist of everything. This episode can go for however long that you want. So it can go for 5 minutes or it can go for an hour. Just whatever you have scheduled after this, that's however long it's going to have to be. And then it's obviously on Periscope as well as Ustream. Everyone on Periscope and Ustream, feel free to ask questions. You have a chat there on Periscope and you have chat on Ustream. Just keep in mind, everyone on Periscope, that y'all's chat goes away within 5 seconds. So I'm going to try my hardest to read every single comment and hopefully be able to answer those questions or give the questions to LaToya to answer, as well as Ustream. Y'all can do the same thing, but y'all's chat stays on for the entire time. And no worries, Ronyo. You can leave whenever you need to. These will be posted on YouTube as well as SoundCloud tomorrow, hopefully by tomorrow. This takes a whole day to upload. Do you have any particular questions for me or anyone else?
Nope.
All right, let's begin. All right, so I'm sorry, I just said it's not going to be like an interview, but can you kind of give me a rundown of what you do for a living?
Well, I work at a nursing home.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah,
I'm going to get deep into that.
I work at a nursing home. I do, like, the activities with the seniors. It's like they put me in a room with 26, 80-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 3. It's like they're 3 years old.
Oh, really?
And they fight over spots where they sit. And we play Uno and Jenga and Bingo, and I dance with them, and it's fun.
Yeah.
But it's like routine, and it's the same thing every day.
Oh, I can only imagine.
So, yeah. I mean, it's easy.
What made you get into working for I lost my train of thought. That's not good. Nursing home. God, I was trying to think.
Well, I always had a soft spot for seniors because I take care of my grandma, and she has like dementia. So when the job was offered, I'm like, okay, I'm used to this stuff. So it kind of came naturally.
Did you have to have any type of degree or any schooling to properly be able to take care of the individuals?
Well, no, I have worked before this actual position. I've worked in nursing home before doing the really dirty stuff.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It's terrible. So I don't do that anymore. But that kind of helped. I mean, but you don't need anything special to do like recreational stuff.
Yeah. Is there any technically crazy, silly story that you have that involved the nursing home? Like with one of the elders or anything? Like they got so intense about a game that they just like threw all the pieces around or something?
Oh, yeah. There's a patient. She's a lady. She's my best friend there, actually. So we have parties for every like holiday, and she has a crush on one of the workers that work there. And she saw that he was talking to me. We were just talking about the schedule and everything. And she goes, She's like, Mike, you're not paying attention to me. I've got what it takes. She doesn't got what it takes. She's playing the field. And she just lifts her shirt up like this. And she's like, woo! And I'm like, okay. And I had to go over there and explain to her, like, this is how we talk. Babe, I know you got what it takes. I don't want your man. He's all yours. He's going to come see you later. Yeah. That's how we talk. And I just love her. I love her so much.
That must be a super trip. I can only, like, I do volunteering at the local shelter, but, I mean, like, before I moved out of Texas, I did volunteering, and I did the same similar story where, like, I had to do the dirty shit. Like, it was nasty. I mean, I can only imagine what human stuff is involving, but dog stuff is a little bit just around the same amount of maybe possibly grossness. But now I actually do, like, play with the dogs and all those other stuff. But I can only imagine, like, there's times when I see a dog and I'm like, you're just so awesome, your personality and everything. But, like, imagining an actual human being to the point where, like, they just say, like, it's like the old show, kids say the darndest things. Well, elders do the exact same thing. And you said they were pretty much like 3-year-olds, so.
Yeah, and I don't know, it might sound terrible to say, guys, but they are. And another thing, they're crazy sexual. Like,
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are they allowed to get involved?
They can. And we have to, like, give them their privacy if they want to, like, you know. But there was a resident recently, he passed away recently, and I didn't even know. But he would always, like, he'll roll up to me, like, come here. And I'm like, what's up? And he goes, how much it costs? I'm like, oh my gosh, what? Go away. I'll bring you some ice cream. Like, dude, chill out. Like,
I give them so much props, though, because they've been, you said they're roughly around 80 or plus. Yeah. They've been around for so long that they're just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like, once after you hit a certain age, you don't have to have...
Nope, no restrictions. You're just good.
Say what you want.
Yep, exactly. Just be who you're really supposed to be, and just let it all hang out in a sense, I would imagine. Is working at the nursing home the only job technically that you do, or is there anything else?
Every blue moon, I'll get like a little opportunity to do some like modeling stuff, and it won't be for like very much money, but I mean I'm okay with that. I just like to do it, and it's rare because I do work all the time, and then I do take care of my grandma. I do have kids, so if I can fit like some modeling stuff in, I do it because I really enjoyed it.
Well, I appreciate you giving me time right now because, I really admire the fact that you have all of these obligations, but you were able to save an hour at nighttime on a Sunday, so I'm like, sure this was like your day off. I'm like, Shima, I don't want to, but I'll do it.
I'm like, yay, somebody to hang out with. I have maybe 3 friends, and our schedules are always conflicting, so it's like I don't get to see them like that, so it's just like,
Well, what made you start the idea of modeling?
When I was like 16, 17, like that, people would like wanna have me like for hair. Like they'll do like, in the beauty supply, they have like these old school like magazines. They still sell them. Magazines with like braids and like people with all these fancy elaborate hairstyles, and they're like, oh, I want you to be on my flyer. So it was just about hair. So at a certain point I was like, I want it to be more about me and less about the hair. So a friend, she became a friend of mine, her name's Aisha. She took my first set of pictures, and since then I've been trying to just keep going. I'm like, hey, I love this. This is great. I love it. I want to do it all the time.
And Aisha's a local photographer because I feel like I've seen her name before on social media and stuff. So, and I've seen, of course, photos of what y'all have done together, and always phenomenal. So in that sense, how exactly did you set up doing photo shoots? Like after the initial photo shoot you had with Aisha, how did it come afterwards, booking it with other individuals?
Mostly from like Instagram, like other photographers, they would see the pictures and they like, oh, like you want to, you know, shoot, and they'll like send me a link to like their website, or I'll look at their page, like this is my work, and then we like just go from there if I could.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that.
So when you're saying you used Instagram, so was Instagram, because that's a little different with me. When I started doing modeling, I actually started an account called Model Mayhem, and that's how I kind of got my foot into the door. That's, you know, you'll get so many cheesy, like, not good and possibly very dangerous people or individuals that, you know, say that they're a high-end photographer and they want to work with you, all that other stuff. But that's how I originally started. And then eventually Instagram came along, and then Facebook and Tumblr and Twitter. Yeah. And so I've started to realize that social media can benefit as far as finding gigs go and finding, you know, individuals to work with. But you started with Instagram. Has it been an interesting ride using Instagram as your platform to finding jobs?
Yeah, it's I like it so far, but far as like the jobs that I've gotten, far as getting paid, it's been through an agency here called the I Group. I got a couple paid gigs, like higher paid gigs from them, and that was really great. But usually when I get hit up on Instagram, it's usually like, you know, for trade and things like that. And since I'm still kind of like starting out, still trying to build, and if, you know, the quality is good, I'm like, yeah, why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I think I need to like kind of stray away. Maybe just a little bit.
Stray away from Instagram?
Yeah.
Are you interested in using any other social media as a way to kind of introduce others?
And I don't really know how. And then I'm like, well, do I have time? I need to make time, or, you know, because honestly, like sometimes, like I have work tomorrow. I'm like, I just don't want to do it anymore. I just don't. I don't want to go. But you know, some people. I mean, I know some people that like I'm done with it, and they'll quit their job and things like that. But I'm scared.
I will admit that I do modeling full time, and the jump to going into modeling full time was a nervous wreck. I was scared shitless. I had a stable job that I would know exactly when I was getting paid and how much I was getting paid. This was back in Texas. And me and Francis were still together, but there were moments where I would be like, Francis, like I had this one. I don't know if you've heard of the festival called South by Southwest in South. Okay, it's this huge festival that happens in Austin, Texas, where I'm from. And so a lot of times it's this huge like there's I'm a year into living in Detroit, and there's a festival, like an EDM festival that happens here, like Mopop or something like that. Yeah. It's similar to that idea, but it has a mix of different genres of music. So from rap to hip hop to country to like whatever you can think of. It's a huge festival with all those different artists, and they come and, you know, perform and stuff. But there's a lot of people traveling, photographers and models and just individuals in general that come to the city to, you know, be part of South by Southwest. And so when I was just trying out modeling, I ended up deciding I'm going to take a week off of my normal job to pursue just modeling for that entire week while South by Southwest was going on, and just see what I can get out of it. And I made so much money, like more money in a week than I can actually make in like 2 months working at my job. And I was turned to Francis, I'm like, that was amazing, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was nice to do this and not have to worry about waking up at a certain time and dealing with people I really didn't want to, you know, deal with. Yeah. And all that other stuff. And so, you know, I told Francis that I was interested in pursuing this even further. And he's like, well, you know, it can be done. It's going to be scary the first few months or even the first year. But it's the idea of you have to hustle. And that was a true fucking statement. Like, it's nonstop hustling. Like, social media is a bitch. Like, I love social media, but it's a bitch to keep up with. So, like, having an Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Periscope, and then this podcast, and then everything else, it just is a constant update, making sure that you're being seen almost at a decent period and kind of creating your brand as who you are. So if you ever want to talk about it and everything along those lines, that if you're really interested in pursuing it as a full-time position, definitely you can come to me and ask me.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm like, I've been wanting to, but I'm like, oh, she doesn't have time. We don't want to bother her.
Oh, trust me. I have all the time in the world. I just literally, like, all day today, I just lounged on the couch because I had a mega headache, and I'm like, I'm just doing nothing with my life right now, and I'm just such a slob. So no, seriously, like, if you ever have questions towards that, because, yeah, it is, like, there's moments, the only issue is there are moments when, like, you know what your pay period is for working at the nursing home. You know how much your check is most likely going to be depending on how many hours you put forth and stuff like that. Modeling is similar, the same, and I tell a lot of people, and especially anyone that's new to the episode, but a lot of times modeling, you actually make a lot per hour than you do at a normal job that you've experienced, like with the agency that books you stuff, but you don't have as much hours that you actually get paid for in comparison to, like, if you work a normal 9-to-5 job. So, like, you're technically getting paid more, but realistically you're not working as much. So there's going to be dry walk-in spells. Like, Francis and I were fortunate that he got a job at working at the College for Creative Studies here, because prior to living here, we lived in Florida, and we were not doing good financially. We were trying to, like, I was eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every single day of my life.
No.
So there's only moments where it's like the struggling artist phase, because he's also an illustrator, so we both do the same thing.
It's like, and I think about that all the time. Because I do see a lot of people, they'll, like, pick up and leave. I'm like, can I do that? Can I do that?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm just afraid of the idea because I'm like, oh, shit. I got bills and I don't want to go into debt and all this, you know. But I don't know. I'm just trying to find a balance or whatever.
You're just like me. I'm scared of the idea of debt. I went in high school, we took an economics class. And they literally showed us a documentary of people, like, about debt. And there's, like, an interview where a kid was, like, legitimately thinking of suicide because they're in debt. Oh, I'm watching this as, like, a high school. I'm like, nope, don't want to be that. I do not want to be involved with that, to the point where, like, I tried my hardest. Like, so I have no student loans because I didn't go to college. I should be paying for my phone bill, but I'm very fortunate my mom pays for my phone bill. But realistically, like, I try my hardest to stay. Like, if I get a bill from, like, going to the doctors, I'm like, all right, I got to pay this as immediately as possible. I got a parking ticket. I got to pay this however fast I can possibly pay it without having more debt onto my name. Because it's just, like, Francis is a little bit different. He went to school, and he has a good amount of debt on his, you know, and his credit or whatever you call it. And I'm like, nope, we're not marrying until that debt is completely gone.
It's like crazy because I have like a Macy's card and a, like, Victoria's Secret card, and if, you know, the late fees, they're like $25. When I see that, I, like, freak out, like, no, oh, $25 more, I don't, you know, and then, like, it'll show up on, like, my credit card, oh, it was a late pay, and I, like, freak, no, so, I'm like, no, don't do that, so that's why I'm like, well, if I quit my job, and then I have a car, this expensive relationship of a car I'm with, I'm just like, if I miss one payment on that, or two, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So
cars are such gold diggers. I mean, we literally just dropped like $700 on this car that's underneath us right now because of whatever it was sick with. I'm like, I hate you, car. I love you, but I hate you at the same time. So are you originally from Detroit?
Yeah.
And how has it been as far as living here? Because I don't know if this is a bad question to ask, but how old are you, by the way?
I'm 26.
Okay, but you do not look 26. I feel like I'm the oldest one here right now. But for being 26, I'm sure you have seen the struggles that the city has been through, but as well as possibly what it's coming up from. So do you have any particular thoughts towards the city itself, being from here?
Well, growing up, I guess because it's, like, all I ever knew, like, because I grew up on the east side of town, and it wasn't perfect, but, you know, it was home. I loved it.
Yeah.
But now it's like often I'll go through my childhood neighborhood and it looks like a graveyard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's kind of sad, really. There'd be like maybe 10 houses that were there growing up, and they're all gone. They're all gone.
Yeah.
And chances are they're not gonna put anything there. It's just gonna be an empty lot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad. But then you go in other parts of town, like Midtown, downtown, and you see all this new renovation, which is great. But at the same time, I'll just think about my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And other neighborhoods like it, and I'll go like, it's just like my neighborhood, and then you'll go next door, and it looks great. But I don't know.
It's definitely a culture shock, especially being an outsider moving into the city. Francis is originally from, and you'll hear me say Francis's name a lot, but he's originally from Detroit. He is from the east side too, 8 Mile, Groesbeck area.
Okay.
And his parents still live in the same house he grew up in. And it's such a, like the first time before I moved here, it was a culture shock coming from Texas and eventually Florida. Coming here and then seeing their houses, they keep up with the actual land that they own. Like, I mean, it's like one of those little cottage houses or whatever you call it. They keep up, so it looks well maintained. But then 2-3 houses down, it's like completely abandoned or falling apart, empty lot. And I've told people countless times it's sad seeing it in the way it is, but I think the saddest part that it's definitely one of those that hits really hard is when you see kids playing right outside one of those houses that are like doing so poorly and such. You're like, I just want to get these kids away from this like really torn down area and put them in like a nice like well maintained little house and such. But it's so interesting, and like how you mentioned, you come in like the area here or Midtown downtown, and they're all more kept up, or they're renovating it and all this other stuff. So what's your thoughts as far as the city maintaining certain parts of the city?
Well, I'm all for, what they're doing downtown and in Midtown. I mean, I know it's about money and all that and trying to bringing people in. So I get that. Like, it's a business. Like, that's cool. But as far as the neighborhoods go, I mean, I'll see, like, people on, like, social media saying, oh, well, they won't do anything to the neighborhoods or whatever. That's true. But in the same instance, a lot of people that live there are the same ones that ruin it. Yeah. So it's like, what are you going to do? It's kind of hard. But I have seen, people in the community have come together and they make, like gardens and things like that. And that's really great to see. Like, I love seeing that. Like, hey, this wasn't here
I know.
A couple years ago. Look at that. That's great.
Well, one of the things I've noticed is the road Shane, going up it. And when we first got here, that's the road we would take for me to drop Francis off at work. But it was that street itself was just horrible. Every building on that block was just pretty much abandoned or just like not in good shape. And so I told Francis, the day I know when Detroit is actually on the up and up is when Shane starts to actually look really good. And what I've noticed, actually, they are in the process, like, they completely torn down an abandoned school building, and now they actually put a football field and a track field.
I saw that.
It's, like, on Shane and, like, not Mac, but, like, Shane and something else. And so now, like, they're building, they're making a building right next to it and all this other stuff. So, yeah, seeing, like, people tear down buildings and renovate it or make a garden, a farmer's garden and stuff.
I'm like excited to see that done. I'm just like really hoping for the best. Like, I know. So I mean, it looks like I know it's gonna be good, but like I'm just worried. Like over time, like is it gonna stay this way or is it gonna get ruined or something like that? I always think like, can we keep this up? Like, community, can we keep this together? Can we have this? Like, can we, please?
As long as the people that end up coming here aren't afraid of the snow, I feel like Michigan, or I feel like Detroit will have a good stance, because being an artist, usually, in my thoughts, artists are the ones that come to cities that are dirt cheap because the artists are the only ones that can, that's what they can afford is really cheap, property. And so they'll come and they'll, renovate and make everything so cool. They make like this, down the street here, there's Sister Pie and Craftwork and all these like Vegan Soul, like all these little nice shops. They'll create those places for the middle class, suburban type families to come, oh, so Detroit's safe now. I can come back down and live right next to like a pie shop and be safe and stuff, because that's what people are usually worried about, right? Is the safety of Detroit, which is insane to see. But I like Detroit. Like, I prefer it over the cities I've already lived in, so I feel like I hopefully will stay here for as long as Detroit will let me.
Well, that's good to know, considering you're not from here. Because I haven't done much traveling. I've been to Atlanta a few times, been to Orlando, and Chicago once, but every time I go, it's like I never really get to explore like that, so it's kind of like I'm just kind of stepping in and leaving. So I want to like really get into it and like walk around and mess with stuff
and explore,
but I haven't had the chance because of work and everything else. So I'm trying. What I am going to do the end of this month, I'm going to LA for a couple days and then to Vegas.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was during this summer, I did a music video for a band called King 810, and the makeup artist was from LA. She's really nice, and we're Facebook friends. And she's like, you should be here. Like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm gonna try, and I've been, you know how when he's like, oh, I'm gonna get there, and you just don't.
Yeah.
But I said, fuck it. I'm like, let's do this. Can I like crash at your crib? Like, I'm on a budget. Like, can I stay there? And then she's like, yeah, well, it's cool because we're gonna roll to Las Vegas and do like this ghost lock-in and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like,
that is fucking rad.
So I'm like down. I don't know. I'm excited for it. It's only like three days, and I'll be back like at 5 in the morning. Then I'll have to go to work at 8:30.
Oh my god, that's when the moment where you're like, you should.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, should I do this? But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be tired, but the few days that I'm gonna be there, it's gonna be great, and I need it.
So, is it when you're gonna be there? Are you going to try to book modeling things, or is it just gonna be more of a vacation, kind of personal time?
Well, the original plan was that I was going to go out there on my like weekend off, and then I had like vacation time. So I'm like, okay, I'll book the trip on my weekend off, and then days before I'll use my vacation time. Yeah. But my boss, the way she made the schedule, I worked that weekend. So no, but she's really great. She's a church lady. I love you. I didn't give you the figure. I gave the situation.
The idea,
yes. Because I'm like, that's not how I planned it. So, but, the original plan was like, okay, I'm going to go on these little sites and make little profiles and look in all these odd places. Maybe I can find some little acting gigs or little modeling promo, whatever, while I'm there, But since my trip is like 2 days, I'm like, well, I'm just going to do this with Kat. And then maybe next time when I have it really planned out, I can do exactly what I wanted to do. And that's like, the modeling and just like getting into the scene there. What it would be like, maybe shooting with, new people, networking type stuff. Yeah. So that's the plan next time.
No, it's always, I've done a few modeling trips. They're overwhelming, yet fun at the same time. You'll meet a lot of individuals, like, you mentioned, like, you'll be crashing at our house. I use a site called Couchsurfing. I should, like, be promoting them, like, they're being my sponsor, but I use Couchsurfing, which is a site where you can pretty much do that same similar idea. You're just crashing at somebody's house that you technically don't know, in a sense, but I like using that site because it allows me to meet all these people, kind of get the idea of what a city's like based on what their experiences are and
great.
such. But being able to book gigs with other photographers is always awesome too. But like I said, it's overwhelming sometimes, like making sure scheduling happens. Some people are like, oh, well, just hit me up when you're here and, just come on, knock on my door. I'm like, no, I need more of a schedule. I can't just do that. Like, there'll be points like, my recent trip, every time I go to New York, it's always a bitch because I like I said, I like to have things scheduled, but New York, for whatever weird reason, I'll hit up all these photographers and, in the idea of collaborating and shooting together. And all of them will say, oh, yeah, let's do it. But then when it comes down to, like, nailing a date and time, they just disappear for, like, a good week. And I'm like, all right, well, I have absolutely nothing booked in New York. I'm going to be there for a week, and, like, I have nothing going on. So I'm like, well, I guess I need to find something to do. So I try to thinking, oh, I can start sightseeing for the first time, all this other stuff. It always happens the day before I actually leave to go to New York. That's when all of the people come, and they're like, all right, let's do this date. I'm like, God damn it, y'all. Y'all are literally making... To the point where, like, that entire week where I had nothing, I'm, like, filled 2 shoots a day, and I'm like, I can't do this. But there'll be times that it's super fun. Is there a particular city that you're more interested in, doing modeling gigs in?
Not really. I'd like to go anywhere.
Yeah.
They'd have me. Don't care.
You mentioned that you actually you're part of an agency, right?
Mm-hmm. It's like, they kind of give you, like, leads on things, and you can submit, and if the client likes you, you get it. Kind of like that.
Is it an exclusive agreement, or is it non-exclusive?
No, it's not exclusive.
Okay, that's not too bad, because I'm very picky towards that type of thing. Is being part of an agent something that was a goal in mind for you, or is it just something that you just felt like it was going to be easier helping with finding certain gigs and stuff?
Yeah, I kind of thought it would be easy. Like, it'll help, because I'm like, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to look, I don't want, like, people's like, there was a website that I signed up for, like, gigs and stuff, and then they send me stuff for, like, nude cam stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, no.
There's nothing wrong about those things, but sometimes you kind of have to put your foot down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm into it. But I'm like, no, well, I don't want to do that.
So as far as, because I'm not agency, I don't have an agency. I actually technically had a manager, but then that ended up not working out. But with having an agency, and especially it being non-exclusive, is there any positive versus negatives that you've at least dealt with?
Well, with this one, it's been times where they'll say that the client's interested. I'm like, okay, there's a possibility I might have a job, and I'll have to tell my regular job, like, well, I might have a shoot, and it's X amount of dollars, I need to be there, and then the day will come, and, like, I won't get times or days, or even confirmation, and I'm like, did you guys go with somebody else? Were you gonna let me know? Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, no.
I don't like it. I hate it.
Yep.
So, and there was a time where I had to, like, I got paid eventually, but I did a job in, like, July, and I just got paid last month.
What?
Ridiculous, right? So I was just like, okay. Yeah, it was, like, whatever. So I'm like, I gotta do something else. I mean, and it's a smaller agency. I haven't really reached out to any of the, other ones that we have here, or any, like, out of state. So that's a goal.
Would you ever consider, though, being independent?
I have, because even, like, looking at your stuff, I'm like, how'd she do this? She's so great.
You're gonna make me blush.
I'll look at your Instagram, and I'll go, like, this bitch. Like,
LaToya, I can't handle this right now. I need to leave.
I'm like, yes. I'm like, I need to, like, take notes. Like, what is she doing? And that's why I was like, yeah, I want to ask her something, but I'm like, I'm not gonna bother right now.
No, seriously, if you want to just chill one day, I'm always fucking free.
Yeah, considering like I live like a mile and a half away.
Yeah, that's always the nice part too, because literally, I'm not kidding. I'm always, like I tell a lot of people, majority of my life is just this computer. Like, I'm just sitting here, or temporarily sitting on the living room, but hopefully my studio will be useful. But just being right in front of the computer, nonstop, 24/7. Then eventually I get lazy and just want to sit on the couch and watch TV. I literally am not doing anything with my life. Actually, I'll bring it up afterwards. But yeah, because I was always interested in agencies versus independent life. Actually, before I'm on this topic, I do believe somebody already actually... Let me run through Ustream real fast. Periscope, if y'all have any questions, ask now, because I have not been paying attention to y'all. I'm sorry. I've been so engaged with LaToya. Everyone on Ustream, let's see. There's Thrawn. He says, hello, l.shima and friend. He might have just actually got here a little later, right after the introduction. He randomly mentioned that the Obamas are going to be at South by Southwest this year. Well, I'm not going to be here this year, but that's nice to know, Thrawn. And then Maxell says, hi, l.shima, wondering if LaToya would sign up with an agency to model full-time. All right, so I just want to make sure. I'll get to everyone else. Well, I'll just do it now. Tagman says, big hands, she must be great at basketball. Just kidding. She's a hottie, and I love the natural fro. Alejandro says, hi, y'all. And then Thrawn says, what's her Instagram? You want to throw on your Instagram?
It is... I'm going to get tongue twisted. It's LaToya_joy. That's me. Yeah.
And then Tagman says, Shima has a script. Good idea with your disorganized self. Yes, I got a script. This is my stalking script. I missed your name, but somebody on Periscope says, hi, LaToya. I feel like it's Charon or something along those lines. Or Charles. I couldn't tell. All right. And so, and Thrawn says it's being good interview so far. So thumbs up to that, Thrawn. I appreciate
Me and my
it.
big hand. Look. It's crazy because when I go to the gym, there'll be a guy across the room and he'll just like, your hands. I'm like,
well, now I'm curious. Wait.
I think it's...
Your hands are just longer than mine.
Yeah, I
feel fatter than yours.
I have long fingers, and then the
nails
just make it...
Just look more.
Yeah.
So it's, what do you call it? I can't think of the word. It's too late for me to even try to think. So I wanted to talk about... So he mentioned that, so you would be interested in possibly, looking for another agency, doing it full-time and things along those lines.
Yeah.
And as far as doing it independently, if you have any questions, as far as what my life is like with it, I can definitely let you know in more in depth. But doing it independent, I think, is awesome. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have personally asked me if I would ever be part of an agency, and I'm always open to the idea, but I'm very picky as far as what my brand is going to be going towards. Mm-hmm. Like, I had a manager, and she was more technically along the lines where I was totally fine with my brand going, but it still technically didn't work out between both of us as far as what my brand, l.shima, is going to be. And so, especially it being non-exclusive is one of the biggest factors, because sometimes agencies will try to outcharge you and not allow you to be having your freedom that you would like to have as an independent model. But being independent, as far as for anyone on Ustream and Periscope, for y'all's information, is as if you're owning your own company in a sense. You as a person is your brand, is your company, and you have to try your hardest to supply it with whatever you need to supply it with. So that being social media, constantly updating that, making sure your health and fitness is on top of its game, and then connecting with individuals such as photographers, makeup artists, other models, and then working out some type of deal to either do it with trade or paid to make out a photo shoot or whatever ends up happening. So there's a lot that goes involved. Like, everyone, on social media, they only see our photos.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that goes behind the scenes of what, us independent models do, especially when it comes to freelance as well, is there's just so much of this computer stuff that they don't see. And like I mentioned, not too long ago, my life is on the computer, and the last honest shoot that I had, now I gotta think about it, was probably when I was in New York last, which was actually past a month ago. So like a month was my last photo shoot. Mm-hmm. So it's crazy, but if you ever want to talk more into that, we can definitely do that on another time. But, so with your gigs that you've had, were most of your paid gigs through the agency, or have you handled setting up a paid gig yourself?
There was one that was through the agency. That's the one that took forever for me to get paid. Mm-hmm. And then somebody hit me up on Facebook, and they said, yeah, I saw your picture with the agency you're with, but they ended up giving us another girl instead of you. And she's like, I remembered your name, and I found you on Facebook, and that's how I got the other one. She just paid me cash. And I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because the agency takes their percentage and all that crap.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And I got the money, so I'm like, and I didn't have to wait.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then, just a few, like, if I do anything local, like there's a girl, she has a lash extension line. Mm-hmm. Like, I've seen her before, because she has, like, hair extensions, and she does lash extensions too. And she asked me about doing her website, and she's like, well, how much do you charge? And I gave her price, and that's how that worked. So that's pretty much it.
So as far as setting up your gigs and everything, either it being trade or paid, how does it go for you? Because I noticed, like, on your social media, you have a lot of local companies. I do believe the one that you mentioned is Lash Life is the company.
Yeah.
And then so there's Lash Life. I noticed that you did work with Detroit is the New Black, and then also recently you did work with Priva Hair, I do believe.
Yeah.
So is all of those through the agency, or obviously excluding the Lash Life because you already talked about that, but all the other gigs, are those through the agency, or is those all independently from you?
Independently from me.
Yeah. So usually when a photographer or designer or makeup artist contact you, how do you get from sending a message and talking through email or text messages or DMs or whatever mm-hmm. the thing is nowadays, to actually being at the set and doing the photo shoot process? So what's like the in between from those two steps?
Well, I'll ask them, like, well, what is your idea? And, I'm usually, like, down, like, because when I see people excited about something that they love, I want to be involved.
Yeah.
So if I get that they're excited about it and they have a genuine interest in me representing their brand, I'm, like, all for it. I'm like, yeah. Hey, when's the time, the date? I'll see if I can, like, be there. So that's how it usually goes. It's just really short. Like, it's really short. Because it's either, like, I can do it, or I have my regular job. So, yeah.
I'm about to go to this regular job for you and just kidnap you one of these days. And just like, oh, LaToya doesn't exist anymore. Sorry.
Like, sorry, seniors. No more daycare. I can't do it anymore.
Oh, poor seniors. They make me feel bad for them. Let's see. I do have my list, and so I always have to pick which one I want to do next. Okay, let's do this. Get it out of the way so I don't forget, because I'm going to forget. If y'all are new to Ustream and Periscope, and LaToya is new, but I already went over it with her, you have never experienced this before. But if you're usual, you will know what's probably about to happen. So when I have people come sitting on this couch, or I can actually touch them and stuff, I've had a special delicacy, I should say, that I have both of us try. So I'm hoping that I've definitely never had it before, and I'm hoping that you as well has never had it. So it's either going to be a food item or a drink item or something just weird that it's going to maybe spark some expression in your face when you're trying it. But if it's something that you're either allergic to, because I just realized that there's could be potential allergies that people have. I'm not allergic to anything, so I just never think about it. But if you're allergic to this product, let me know. Also, if you really just cannot try it, like you have the craziest gag reflex, or you just really just can't. You told me you're picky, so if you really just cannot handle life right now after I show you this, you can definitely say no. I'll probably still do it, and then we have a handy dandy bowl just in case you do not enjoy it whatsoever. So you're more than welcome to be not pretty and just spit right into it. That's what I did with one of the episodes. So, all right. Let me see. Tim Leon is here. Hey! So we both work with Tim Leon. So he says, I love you guys. Thanks, Tim. I actually hit you up, Tim, to be a special guest, and I never got an email back. So just FYI. And then there is a guest named Kyle. He says, hi, sorry I'm late, Shima. I'm very disappointed, you, Kyle, that you're late. Just kidding. And then Tagman says, being a woman of beautifully being a woman of a beautifully sun-kissed skin tone, I would think black-white photos are a bit more dramatic. What does LaToya like to see as far as her favorite photographic effect thus far?
I do like black and white.
Yeah, they're always nice.
A lot.
Because
so I did some recently, and they were pretty in color, but the black and white I just loved. But I don't know, it just depends, because sometimes I have that weird kind of skin tone, because some people are like, oh, you're light skin. I'm like, I don't think I'm light skinned. I think I'm kind of tan gold-ish. I don't know.
I was just saying, you have weird skin. I'm like, your skin looks perfectly fine, but I guess, some people are like,
it's just like, well, and then it just gets even more toasty in the summer.
Toasty?
Yeah, like,
I just like
toasted extra butter. Ooh. I can't believe it's not.
Oh, I love that saying. If only I get that dark. Well, I get pretty fucking. I get like Dominican Republic dark, actually. That's how dark I get if I literally lay out. But, yeah, even speaking of actually color, like there is an example where color is also oh my god, I'm not doing too I know, and I do this every week. There is a photo or two photos of you where you're like in this candy pop environment. You have a pink background, your hair is like super pink, and you have like this very vibrant makeup too, and like that looks so awesome in color. Like black and white, it would be cool, but you wouldn't get that like amazing, makeup and hairstyling in the background too if it was black and white. So there's always like there are pluses and minuses between each other. Both have amazing color. Thank you. So I had to try to catch that before it disappeared, obviously. All right. So there is a special surprise under this plant pot that me and LaToya are going to try. So again, if you really do not want to. I feel like this one is not as bad. I had a Swedish candy that was horrible. We've had Vegemite that was nasty. And then we had this pickled plum that was not too good. This one seems like it should be doable. All right, ready, guys? Let's see. Everyone can see? Everyone can see? Wait, hold on. All right. Bam! So it's a drink for the first time. I know, I look like a waitress right now. So this drink is called Drink Maple, pure maple water. Have you had this before?
Never.
Okay, me neither. So this is awesome. Let's see if I can get it. All right. The one said he had it. Not great. Well, thanks. So it's almost, apparently it's like coconut water, but with maple syrup. One ingredient straight from the tree. Are you gonna partake in this bad boy? Okay.
I'm down.
All right, let's get the shot glasses. Give me a second, everyone, to like prep this. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, LaToya?
Hopefully I'm not at the nursing home. If I am, I'm just gonna hang it up. I'm hanging it up.
That's always a hard question.
I like to be modeling still. Maybe by then I would have met a nice guy. I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have a guy right now?
I don't.
Should probably shake.
Dating sucks. I'm actually divorced.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
The divorce life is, I've never been married, so has it been because that's one thing that's, no offense to Francis, but that's one thing I've been very shy away from marriage, because my parents are divorced, and seeing that has made me, there's no such thing as marriage, there's no point in it when somebody could get divorced.
Yeah.
Is it actually a struggle that people make it seem, or is it more like, you're just done with them, and, you know?
I don't know, I think it kind of just varies from person to person, because people always ask me, like, would you do it again? I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do it again. You know? I just want it to be right.
Yeah, of course.
Because next time, that's it.
You're stuck with LaToya once
you
ask her for her hand. You're for till death do the part. That's the deal. All right. So it is clear. It's almost like vodka clear. All right. You don't have to drink all of that. So I don't know why I didn't stop pouring it. So I've never had this. So let me read it first. I'm doing advertisement. So it's called Drink Maple. Okay, I'm gonna get to that question. So it says, are you already drinking it?
No.
Okay. You can drink it if you want. You're holding one of nature's masterpieces, pure maple water, straight from the tree. It's refreshing, hydrating, and naturally nutritious, with a subtle hint of maple. Created in a tree and not in a lab. It's proof of I can't say that right now. Philosophy that Mother Nature is the best chemist. Enjoy. And it apparently has less sugar than coconut water, more magnesium than a cup of kale, nutrients and antioxidants and prebiotics and minerals and electrolytes, gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan-free, just in case you are wondering. All right, cheers. And again, if you need to spit it up, there is a bowl right there. What's your thoughts? It's one of those things that you're not scared to take a second sip, so it's not that bad.
That bad. It reminds me of something. My kids, well, more so my son, he loves the Quaker oat instant oatmeal.
Yeah.
The
little
maple brown
package
sugar. Yeah, and so when he's done, he likes to kiss me, and he has kind of big lips like this. It's really cute. And when I kiss him, and it tastes. Is it weird? It tastes like.
No, it actually now that you point it does kind of taste like. Francis will eat oatmeal, and sometimes there's like when you eat oatmeal or anything milky product, you get that like rim of milk on your lips. Francis will kiss me right after. I'm like, nope, not about that life right now. But yeah, I can, because he puts like cinnamon and maple syrup in his oatmeal, and so that actually I can kind of get that idea from it. It's not super strong. Like I was expecting like a huge flavor of maple syrup, like almost as if you're drinking a bottle of maple syrup. And oatmeal breath. Everyone's saying oatmeal kisses and things along those lines. But it wasn't too bad. Now, the question is, would you actually buy this to drink it, like, naturally? You just go to the corner store and buy this? Or is it something that you might not ever really care for?
I don't know. Like, if I seen it at the store, I'd be like, hey, I'll look at it, but I don't know if I'd buy it.
Well, you lucked out, because the other choice, I was about to buy another thing, was vegan jerky. But I didn't know what that involved. So whoever's my special guest next time will probably get vegan jerky. But it was either this or that one, and I felt this was going to be interesting because I've seen this a few times. But yeah, overall I would prefer coconut water way over this. Have you had coconut water before?
Never.
Oh my god. Damn it, I should have brought coconut water and just pretend like I've never had it before. Oh my god, coconut water is so delicious, especially the chocolate flavor. It's like almost
they have
like a diet chocolate milk.
What?
Yeah. You love chocolate? I do love chocolate too. Like to the point where like I will go and sneak like some chocolate into my studio and just eat it.
I love chocolate.
You have to try it. It's Zico is the best one, I think. Zico is Z-I-K or Z-I-C-O, and they have it's coconut water but chocolate. It's literally like chocolate milk, but like a diet chocolate milk. It sounds nasty when you say diet, but like it's really good. It's like almost like I don't know. I don't want to, like, I feel like me describing it further is just going to be more gross. So yeah, maple water, it's funny. I am vocabulary, her face lit up when you said chocolate. The one, was it with woman and chocolate? Oh, what is up with woman and chocolate? Hey, don't hate. Chocolate is the best aphrodisiac, is that what people say?
And because I'm not seeing anybody, chocolate is a substitute for me.
Is there a particular type of chocolate that is always your favorite?
I like all of it, but I don't like mint in chocolate. I think that's the worst
Like
combination.
York patties or whatever those things are.
Disgusting. Yeah, and Thin Mints, like the Girl Scout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dad offered me some Thin Mints. I'm like, and they were like in a refrigerator, and he's like, they're the best. I'm like, no, they're not.
I'm sorry, LaToya. I hate York patties, but Thin Mint cookies are the bomb.com to the extreme. Putting them in the fridge is like heaven on earth, realistically. I can get, like, I hate mint in general. Like, I rarely will chew gum with, like, minty flavor. Like, I chewed one before the episode just to make me seem like I smell and shit. But I realistically hate mint, and so, but Thin Mints, I just shove it in my face. I don't care. There was a question on Periscope, and I'm trying to, I'm gonna, actually, what is your favorite genre of modeling? I do believe that's the question.
I don't have one. I like everything.
Everything, even like fetish stuff?
I'll do that.
You will do that?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you, girl. Which brings me up to a question on nudity versus fashion. So I've seen a couple of your photos where it looks as if you're doing implied work. But majority of your photos, I mean, I know Instagram has, non-nudity and free the nipple and all that other stuff, but most of your photos that I've seen of you, you actually are clothed. So is it a particular interest of you not wanting to pursue nudity, or is it something that you just never been really offered with the right, setup or photographer or things along those lines?
Yeah, I really haven't been offered like full like nudity, but just like maybe partial stuff. Like the other day, I had a shoot and I had like a robe, and I just kind of let it fall or open, and that was okay for me. Like, I was all right with that, and I'm okay. I'm learning to be all right with my body, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're so thin already. You look great," but it's just like after having the kids, I have to. That's 4. 2. I have like from like my calf all the way up to like right here, covered like in stretch marks. So I'm trying to be more comfortable, and then I think I just think too much. I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't go near like that. I mean, I know they have like Photoshop and all that great, awesome stuff, but I'm like, well, maybe I don't want to put that work in. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, it's gonna work. It's work. But I don't know. I'm becoming more comfortable with it. So if I was to see something done like tastefully, I'd do it. Yeah.
So the idea of nudity doesn't really scare you. It's just the idea of, being accepted, accepting your own physique and your own mentally wise. Because I've had a mix, like I've talked to a mix of different people, and a lot of people are interested in the idea of nudity, but then some think, and especially a lot of people that aren't in the industry, like, no offense, but normal 9-to-5ers is what I usually call people that are not into this industry. But a lot of them say, oh, you poo, not that way. You're a girl and you posed naked. Oh, well, that means you do porn, or that means you do fetish work, or that means you do, all these cam stuff and things along those lines. Like, they push it way past the envelope, thinking and assuming that just because you shoot nudes, that means you do all this other stuff. And not saying I'm against pornography or against, the girls that do cams and things along those lines. Like, I actually admire what they do, and I'm inspired by their work ethics. But as far as a person that is a model that actually does nudes, but does neither of any of those other, genres, it's always interesting because, especially with being a female body or a female person in general, when individuals see females naked, they automatically get a sexual urge in their brain sometimes.
Yeah.
And in my mind, and I did an episode prior, but it usually comes down to how curvy you are as a human or as a female, because usually women with bigger breasts are looked at more sexualized when they shoot nudes versus ones with a smaller breast cup. And the same goes to like how big their derriere is.
Yeah.
Sometimes when your butt is huge, you get more looked at sexually than if your butt was pretty much a flat pancake, I guess you can say, in the nicest terms. And it's interesting. Do you ever see that aspect in nudity with what you've experienced so far, or is it usually neither matters?
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I have. There weren't even modeling photos. There was some old picture when I was nursing. Believe it or not, like I'm a B right now, barely. But when I was nursing, my breast got to a D cup.
What?
Yes, girl. Yeah, and and I posted a picture like a throwback, and people were just
blown away.
Yeah, and it was just like I got like DMs and messages,
and
gosh, heart eyes and all these things. Versus, my little push-up B cup, and I was just like, oh wow, okay, see, that's cool, but I miss them so much.
Yeah?
I think I told you that when I first met you. I'm like, oh.
You might have actually.
Look at those.
I feel like you did now that you brought that up now that I think about it. See, that's the weird part, because, like, I, having unfortunate big boobs sometimes, I always, like, sometimes don't want to wear a bra. And I said this the episode last week, but, like, it's really annoying having to wear a bra usually. And there's times when I'm like, I just want to go and let them hang and be their own individual person and just let them be wild. And it's usually when it's wintertime I can get away with it, because I'll have, like, a t-shirt and then a sweater and then, like, a jacket and then, like, an actual jacket on top of it, so nobody will fucking know. But realistically, like, I always envy girls with smaller breasts, because it's like, you could just let it out and not even worry. Nobody's, like, gawking you for, like, having your tits out. But when you have a bigger breasted woman having their tits out, people are like, I don't know what your face is, but where I'm seeing is the only face I get to talk to.
Right.
But you actually do miss having boobs and stuff.
Yeah, because since I've had a chance to experience, like, the bigger side of things, I'm like, hey, I like this. I like them. I mean, I'm like, hey, I can fill out this shirt and this dress looks good on me.
Yeah.
And, like, with the breastfeeding now, they're just not the same. But
would you ever, with that being said, would you ever have the thought of adding the quote-unquote fake boobs to your body?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I had, like, a consultation.
Oh, really?
I did, and the surgeon, he said, oh, they don't sag. You just need a little volume.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's all you need. I mean, and I'm like, well, I don't want to be a D again. Like, cause they were like really big.
I can only imagine, especially with your.
And I'm small, so I'm like, I don't want them big. I don't want them to look like
melons.
Grapefruits or just stuck there like, I don't want that. I just want them to be full again.
Yeah.
But
was the consultation though? Because in my mind, getting that surgery seems like an expensive pay. Is it actually as expensive as what a lot of people may think? Or is it affordable?
This place, it was like $3,500, and then like you could like pay $100 a month.
Oh, that's not too bad actually.
Like that. But I was scared, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to do this. Maybe I can just, grow and just accept that they are the way they are. And then I'm like, well, what if I have more kids and then they'll change again? And I'm like, well, I don't know. So I'm like, but always in the back of my mind, I'm like, they gonna get done.
Yeah.
They're gonna get that.
You can have kids, and then when the new kids come, be like, I just used you for my boobs. So you literally were not meant to be, just unless the boobs were not a factor. Because just thinking of kids, and like my mom did that, and like, oh yeah, Shima, you were just here for my boobs. I'm like, that's just weird. Thanks, Mom. I felt like I had a question in regards to that, but I can't think of it. Let's see. Oh, Ustream. Periscope, you said something. Let's see what everyone else says. Where am I? Okay, Kyle, I just got home from Buddy's. The Buddy's Pizza? Are you talking about Buddy's Pizza? Wait, isn't there Buddy's Pizza?
Yeah, I like Buddy's.
Right? I actually went to the pizza spot Bellaya Pizza right here today. I'm obsessed with pizza. Like, the last time I had pizza, though, was Christmas, which is crazy because I should have it every single day of my life. But that one wasn't too bad. It's interesting because the Detroit Square Pizza is something new that's new to me. It's like, I asked Francis today, I'm like, so does Detroit have, like, thin crust pizza? He's like, I don't know, they just have the square pizza. I don't know, that's interesting. Let's see. Kyle says, did you do something to your eyebrows? Are you talking about me? I just penciled them because my eyebrows are shitty and I wanted to. So don't judge me if they're horribly bad. And then Tackman says, you guys have all the good vibes. Tell Toya.
He's comfortable. He's calling Toya.
I was about to add LaToya, but I'm like, well, he said Toya, so let's just do what he says. Tell Toya to come back. You guys are like what would happen if Magic and Good Luck had an orgy with puppies. Why would she have puppies with an orgy? Tagman, what? Alright, he's still up for more stuff. P.S. I'd totally marry, and then it says censored because you can't cuss on Ustream, which is weird. The non-creepy, I just found out you existed an hour ago, kinda way. So I think you means that he would totally marry you.
Oh.
In that kind of way. Kyle says, if you ever get Nadia, oh my god, y'all with these words and names. If you ever get Nadia Al-Bulhulson, I totally jacked up her name, I'm sorry, on your podcast, I will faint. No offense, but you're kind of a dork, Shima. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks. I am a dork, apparently. I already know this. I'm super known of this. And then Anonymous says, good evening, ladies. Good evening, Anonymous. And then Kyle, even though I have seen you naked countless times, it's hard to imagine you intimate. Talking about me, right? Because of my personality, because I'm awesome, right? And then Tim Leon, my good friend Brandon Nerdy, MC Fly Guy, wanted a shout out. There you go, Brandon Nerdy, MC Fly Guy. What's up?
What up, though?
I know. And then somebody said something on Periscope, but I'm sorry, I'm lazy and I was not paying attention. So say it again, because I missed it, please. Especially if it's a question, please say it. Or a comment. If it's a funny comment, you can definitely say it. Speaking of pizza, what's your favorite topping?
I like cheese. Well, cheese, feta, spinach, and chicken.
Whoa, I've never had feta on my pizza. Or
delicious.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not huge on feta by itself, though. Is it just like a little, does it add just like a kick of saltiness and stuff to it? Okay. Yeah. Because usually if I have like feta crumble on my salads, I might get the shit out of my salad right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did have one that wasn't that good. It was too salty, but a good feta, spinach, and chicken at Nikki's.
Never heard of Nikki's.
In Greektown.
Huh. Wait. I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it was really good. And I did it again at Pizzapopolis, thinking, oh, it's a pizza place, but they got it wrong. It was too salty.
The Pizzapopolis is the one in Greektown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to that one. Weird enough, I went to that one and decided to let Francis choose a topping for it. Again, I talk about Francis all the time. It's weird. No, it's not. This is my life. But I told him to pick a topping, and he's like, okay, well, what do you want? I'm like, no, I trust you. We both like pepperoni and mushrooms, so I would imagine it would be along those lines. Maybe add, like, bell peppers and onions. But, like, realistically, I'm like, it should be simple. He's like, all right. So I go and do something, come back, I'm like, did you get the pizza? He's like, yeah, but I ordered something really weird. And I'm like, how weird? And he's just like, you'll see. It's just a little weird. And I'm like, Alright, we'll see how this goes. He ordered a fucking seafood pizza.
That is so... I don't understand why people want shrimp on your pizza.
I never...
Like, it's so...
I never knew that existed until this place,
Really?
Peepapopolis or whatever it's called, and until he ordered it. So it had like shrimp, clams, oysters, I don't even know. And I'm like, yeah, and I had it, and it wasn't actually too bad. Like, it was one of those things like, okay, I had it, and that's pretty much just fine. I would never get it again. It was never, it didn't make me want to gag or throw up or anything, but I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'll eat it, but it's nothing interesting. How far my game? Okay. Whoa, is this even, oh no, it's streaming. No! I just realized that I'm an idiot, and I forgot to record this episode. So, if any of y'all want to help me out on this, and figure out how to record this episode, because I'm such a klutz. It's on Ustream. It's recording on Ustream, which is nice, but I need to get it on YouTube. So if y'all want to figure out how to do that, or I can save it on Periscope, but it won't be as nice. But that's an option. All right. I'm an idiot. Sorry, LaToya. I just realized that. Let's see. This will probably, because we talked for a long time. Time went by really fast. Did you just burp and, like, blow it to the side?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
I do it so much, too.
I've done it so many times. I'm like, so gassy. I don't know.
Oh, life is so good. Okay, the last thing I really want to ask you, and then we'll see if anyone else has questions, but every time on your Instagram, and even here now, you always have a wig and nail game so strong. Like, what is happening? How much money do you drop in your life for those two things?
With my nails, my real nails underneath are like this long, but they've never been strong, so I always like get an overlay, and that's like $10. Like,
yeah.
Maybe every 2 weeks. So it's not bad.
Do you ever try shellac or gel or
yeah,
whatever?
I've had shellac on my nails when they were shorter, and I had one bad experience, and I was like, I'm not doing this again.
No, what was the bad experience?
It didn't last.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, because you're like, oh, shellac.
Yeah.
It lasts longer. I'm like, it didn't last.
Yeah.
So I got these, and they were a lot longer, and they were really pointy. For the music video I had told you about, they wanted my nails pointy like a cat, and they had stones all over them. But I got them filed so it wouldn't be like crazy, and I wouldn't like poke myself and all that weird stuff and scare my kids. And I just kept I kept the length, and I like it. And my son, he's crazy about cats, and he's just like, Mom, you got tiger nails. You're a cat.
Aww.
He goes meow. It's really cute. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. And my wigs, I own one, but it's old and it's pink, and I never wear it. But when I get a wig, it's usually from a friend of mine who does wigs named Kristen Lee, and he lets me borrow them, or if I need them for a shoot, he'll let me.
Is it? Because I've never had wigs, I've never had an extension, I've never had anything done to my hair. My hair is literally, like, probably horribly dealt with. But, is it something hard to put in? Or is it just a simple, like, usually when I think of, like, costume wigs, you just put it on and you're done. But
some people, like, get it really serious with it, and they'll get their whole hair, like, braided down. They'll put a cap on, and they'll sew it down.
Oh, really?
But I can't keep weaving that long if I ever get it, because I am natural, and I like this. I like all of this. And, so I'll just, like slick my hair back and put a cap on, and then just place the wig and adjust it, and it works.
See, one thing that I'm envious to, not only your boobs, but one thing I've always said, I wish I was full black, because if I was full black, I would love to fucking have an afro. Like, just the idea. I had an afro photo shoot, actually.
Yeah?
And it was not, like, because it was Cassandra Ward, the local makeup artist here, and she's such a sweetheart, and it was awesome that she gave me the opportunity. but the wig wasn't really matching like my style. Like my style probably would be like kind of more like distressed and all over the place and just like high kind of thing.
Yeah,
but,
it was like one of those perfectly
round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those perfectly round. I'm like, I can't do that kind. Like it has to be wild and crazy. But like it's a dream. Like to the point where I'm like, maybe I should just get a perm for white girls and see how that does to my hair.
No, don't do it.
I've literally been thinking about it. Just cut my hair shorter and then just get a perm. Let's see how curly my hair can get. And then I feel like I'm gonna just be one of like those like Irish ladies that just their hairs are super poofy. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know. It's a dream of mine that's never gonna be accomplished, but it's a dream. Let's see. All right, I feel so bad, but I did not record this episode, and I'm hoping one of y'all will find a way for me to not be a fool right now. I can use Periscope, but I don't know if Periscope will allow me with that much footage. Let's see. All right, Techman, favorite drink on a party night. Wait, there should be a drunk Shima episode, a different topic thing. Yeah, there should actually. It would be really giggly and really, really talkative. If you think I talk now, wait until I'm drunk. Yeah, so what's your favorite drink on a party night?
I like chocolate. We mentioned earlier, so I'll get a chocolate martini.
Have you went to the place off of Michigan Ave called It's I want to say Sweets, but it's not Sweets. It's like it's right there by Slows, and it's like a little.
Me and Tim.
Oh yeah.
We met there once.
The bar that I'm thinking of.
Yep.
It's like called Sweet Science, but it's not Sweet Science. It's a New York bar. It's like I don't have my phone to Google it. I can't. If Tim's on, Tim, do you want to throw in what this bar is called? I can't, but it's like a fancy cocktail bar that they make like these fancy drinks. Like they have a shit ton of drinks that are like, and speaking of mint and Thin Mints, but I did get a drink that was like a Thin Mint drink. Mm-hmm. But I can only imagine if they had a chocolate drink, and it would be delicious. Because my experience there was delicious. And Kyle says, LaToya kind of reminds me of Ayanna A. Lewis. Do you know Ayanna A. Lewis?
Nope, I'm gonna look her up.
Kyle, you know so many people. Yeah, I'm super bad at remembering names. You know so many people. Like when Kendra Hardin was here, he said she looked like somebody. No, you apparently look like somebody. I apparently look like, based on all my fans, they've said I look like either Victoria Beckham, which is an awesome compliment. She's fucking gorgeous as shit, but I don't look like Victoria Beckham. But for sure, I look like fuck. She was on damn it. I'm so bad right now. She was on Making the Band, and somebody
Sarah.
Is there somebody saying no? You're getting Sarah
Stokes?
Yeah!
She's from here.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
I get that so more often now that I'm here. Because at first even Frances was saying it. And I'm like, no, I don't look like her. No, I don't look like her. And then I went on her Instagram and stalked her for a bit. And I'm like, alright, that photo looks kind of like me. And then I get more deep and I'm like, alright, nope, this is weird. I'm literally looking at myself right now. And this is weird because she's not me. So this is weird right now. It's super weird. And then Kyle says look up her Instagram, so we'll look it up after we get done. But, alright, everyone. Oh, well, Maxell says, what type of modeling does LaToya like better, fashion or artistic?
I like artistic.
There you go. Is there a reason why?
I don't know. Yeah, well, just to see how far it can go, because usually they have like an idea in their head, and then if we can push it further and take it there, it's like great. I love it.
So, let's see. I don't think I have really any particular question, but if you don't mind, can you throw your Instagram one last time, and maybe even your Facebook if you remember the URL for your Facebook?
Okay. My Instagram is at LaToya_Joy, and my Facebook name is LaToya Novak, Novak. It's my ex-husband's last name. I probably won't change it. I like that name.
It is actually a really nice name, actually. I'm not gonna lie. LaToya, seriously, I do appreciate you stopping by and being part of this, even though I'm a klutz and forgot to record it. So hopefully I'll be able to figure this out. I'm really scared right now because now I'm just a nervous wreck thinking about this. But is there anything coming up that you would like to promote or anything along those lines?
No, man, there's not.
Okay.
I want to say da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't have nothing to say. I don't.
I thought that was like, and then you were gonna say something, but
no.
I was waiting for it.
There's nothing right now, but
if you're in LA or Las Vegas, though, if you want to catch LaToya on a random day, you should definitely stalk her.
yeah,
and maybe
I'm gonna be there the 23rd to the 25th. Yeah, gonna cause some trouble.
And if you're in Detroit and you want to stalk her at her nursing home,
yes, please come and come dance with me and the seniors.
Speaking of dancing, real fast, I do appreciate too, because this is the third time I've hung out with LaToya. The second time, the last time I saw her, we were at a release party, and I knew absolutely no one. I knew Kristen, but that was as far as it went. And I met the people that owned that shirt company or whatever, and a couple other people, but I never really knew anyone. And so, and I went by, and I hate going places by myself because I'm very socially awkward and shy and stuff. It's horrible. But I was there, and nobody was dancing, nothing was happening, and I'm by myself, and then you come out with this pink, gorgeous bubblegum hair, and then you we started dancing and grooving, and then Kristen would come out of nowhere and just start grooving, and then eventually more and more people came, and I'm and they actually started dancing. I'm yes,
yeah.
I love going to a dance party and actually just dancing away. People were just standing around.
I know, I hate it. That's why I say if I was ever to date somebody again, seriously, I'm you're gonna have to dance. You're gonna have to dance, even if it's in the kitchen with just you and I. Gotta dance.
Do they have to dance good?
No, I don't care because I don't think I dance good. I just like it.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all sticking by, and if someone seriously can figure this recording situation out for me, that would be fucking awesome. But all right, guys. Thanks for watching, and there's no special guest next week. It'll just be me, so I'm sorry. That's such a bummer. You'll have to be stuck with me. But we'll talk about awesome shit because
Kyle will like it.
Yeah, Kyle will like it. All right, bye everyone. Peace out. Like you mentioned, bye everyone on Ustream. Bye everyone on Periscope. Bye.